When I was in high school, I heard the same advice you probably hear to this day. Get involved, do community service, show leadership, join a sport. So I did it. I joined clubs, I took officer positions, I volunteered on weekends. My resume looked full, but deep down, I had no idea if any of it actually mattered. And most of all, I just didn't really care. It felt like I was filling out a grocery list for someone else, check a box, move on, repeat. Everyone around me was also doing the same stuff. So something I wish someone had told me back then was your extracurriculars are probably boring. Not because you're boring, but because you're playing the wrong game. And most of the people giving you advice don't actually understand how admissions officers read these activities. So today I'm gonna show you what top colleges are really looking for, why most activity lists fall flat, and how to start building something that actually makes a reader stop flipping pages and pay attention to your application, even if you feel behind right now. So let me get into it right away without wasting any more of your time. It's good to be well-rounded. This is the one line that keeps students stuck in average. Do a little bit of everything, stay balanced, show variety. It sounds healthy, but the problem is that admissions isn't a vitamin chart. It's roster building when done right. Because when you take the perspective of the admissions officer, I've talked about this in my previous video, their objective isn't to find the most well-rounded people and just recruit them into their class. They're trying to find 2,000 specialists that are the very best at their own thing and in turn build a well-rounded class because everybody is specialized in their own little thing. An easy way to put it is like this. Think of it like a band. If everyone plays a little bit of everything, nobody plays lead. Schools need drummers, sax players, vocalists, producers, people who go deep enough that others can build with them. When your activities are spread across 7 clubs where you just attended meetings, you're not showing the depth in which you're able to provide impact. You're just showing the surface area that you just covered by simply putting your toes into it. So you need to make sure that your extracurriculars are sharp enough where it actually stands out. So let me read you what an average activity list sounds like on an application. Member of NHS, Spanish club, key club volunteer, student council officer, helped at food drives, school musical ensemble. Now, all of that the student did is not wrong in itself. It just doesn't leave a footprint of, oh, this person is interested in X. Oh, this person is very passionate about Y. These things don't tell me about who you are and the level in which you've gone about them. So when admissions officers skim your activity section, they're looking for a signal, not static noise. So let me tell you firsthand that they're looking for evidence of direction. They're looking for initiative. They're looking for growth. And most importantly, impact. Because if your list reads like attendance, the signal just never comes through. So the contrast of what I just talked about earlier is this one. Founded virtual science lab kits, designed 12 hands-on experiments, raised $12,000, distributed kits to 4 school districts serving 3,100 middle school students, led volunteer team of 18. Same number of lines, but a completely different level of signal. When top schools read your extracurriculars, they're scanning for 4 big signals. Picture each one like a slider on a mixing board you're trying to push up, okay? First one is depth. Did you stick with it long enough to matter? Second is initiative. Did you wait to be invited? Did you just wait for an opportunity to come to your feet? Or did you actually build something or created that opportunity yourself? Third is progression. Did the role grow or did you just stay stagnant all throughout the 4 years? Did you go from member to leader, volunteer to organizer? Last thing is alignment. Now, do your activities, that the things you spent your past 3 to 4 years on, actually support the academic or intellectual direction of your application. Now, these 4 together build your spike. Your spike, ideally, is not just one activity. It's a pattern throughout the rest of your application. It's the flare in the sky that helps admissions officers find you in a stack of 10, 100,000 files, okay? But I want to quickly change gears to kind of show you how to turn these boring activities into a more impressive extracurricular activity that is more memorable. First of all, I don't need you to quit everything and then start a nonprofit tomorrow. That is not what I am saying. The very first step is to start by upgrading what you already have. So here's the first step. First, clarify the theme. What real world problem, community, or question actually matters to you? Is it STEM access? Is it women in STEM access? Is it educational equity? Is it climate resilience? Is it AI in medicine? Step 2 is pick an anchor project. Find one activity you already do and go much, much deeper. Scale it beyond your comprehension. Can you create a curriculum? Can you organize a mini conference? Maybe do conferences all around the nation. Can you raise money in different districts? Can you build something? And finally, step 3, and it's much easier said than done, it's to show results. Dollars raised, people reached, curriculum built, articles written, awards won. All these things help prove the fact that you actually did put in this time, and that time you put in actually made an impact. Once you do this, you're already ahead of a majority of applications. And if you do it twice in the same theme, you become more memorable. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, how am I supposed to possibly do this by myself? That's exactly what we help students fix inside our consulting program. We work with you to create your profile, build your spike, and make sure you're presenting your authentic and unique self in your application, not just a random list of titles and hours. And just so we're very, very clear, if you're looking for a program that guarantees Ivy League or top 20 acceptances, this is not the program. The only thing I can honestly guarantee is that we'll do everything we can with the tools, data, and experience we have to maximize your chances. If that's what you're looking for and you're serious about that, book a discovery call using the first link in the description. Let's keep going. Now, let me just give you actual examples of our past students that have worked with us from sophomore year all the way until senior year, finally applying to college. So first example, I'm not going to disclose their name, but they were trying to aim for the pre-med direction. Before, this is what their extracurricular list looked like. Host a member, Red Cross volunteer, hospital shadowing. After, she was able to design bilingual health literacy workshops all throughout the nation, partnered with nurses, showed pre-post survey data, and presented results at youth health conferences. Another example that we have is another student who was going more in the CS direction, computer science. Before, they were in coding club, APCSA, did some boot camps just to learn more languages and learn more about Python and C++. But after, we built wildfire alert apps for seniors, integrated local air quality data, 2,400 downloads, and featured on local news. But a struggle that you'll probably run into is prioritizing your time properly. But I want you to think of extracurriculars like climbing a ladder. First is rung one, exposure. You have to try things out and explore and see what actually sticks and see what actually interests you. Second is commitment. Choose 2 to 3 lanes to keep going and especially do really well in. Number 3 is ownership. Lead something, organize, build, gather a group of people to then work towards one mission. And finally, 4 is impact. Measure what changed because you were there. Most students never climb past rung 2. That's why their applications just feel flat and kind of boring, and especially that day-to-day is really, really taxing on them. And maybe you're a rising senior thinking, I don't have time to start something big now. That's valid, but let's also be real. Of course, you're on the back foot. If you're starting late, it's absolutely ridiculous to assume you'll be fine, right? That mindset is how students end up shocked when results come back in March. But that doesn't mean you're out of moves. It's just that the question changes. What is the next best thing I can do? And a question you should always think about is, what can I do in this moment to maximize my chances given my circumstances? Then after you actually think about how to answer those questions, you move. Not tomorrow, not next month, now. Because even if you are behind, momentum matters significantly. The faster you move in the right direction, the more ground you can cover. So if you're aiming for selective schools, you have to stop treating extracurriculars like a checklist. And for students and parents who want to work with me and my team one-on-one, that option is there with the first link in the description. We guide you through the process with structure, timelines, and most importantly, personal support. But if you'd rather learn on your own, that's exactly why this channel exists in the first place. So if you want a completely free way to go about it, start with the essay coaching and Ivy League applicant live feedback video, and then go through the this is how you make your college essay unforgettable video. The next one's the extracurriculars top colleges do/don't want to see, and then how to get the most out of high school summer, all grades. And then the last one is college applications for dummies. Now, ideally you watch all of them, but if not, I would just at least choose one, take action with it, and just keep on moving forward. But one quick thing before you do go, even if you're ready to upgrade your extracurriculars, there's a pretty good chance your current college counselor isn't giving you advice that actually helps. And it's not their fault. Their job is to usually just help students get into somewhere, right? Not into Stanford or Columbia, but just a college period. Now, if you want to understand why that gap exists and how to build a plan that actually works, check out my video here and I'll see you there. If you want to book a call, awesome. I'll see you there as well. Have a good rest of the day. Peace.